Monday morning, two big workhorses outside the workshop. This obviously has got the fuel problem that's ongoing, and the Xerion has, well, not really major problem, but we took the other stabilisers off because they were rubbish, and we got some small ones that weren't particularly very big. Anyway, it's chewed them up, so we just need to assess something a bit stronger for the back of it. What happened there, David? We're checking the hay, and there might be a bit of grass on it, but I don't know whether we're going to be able to cut it because it's very wet. This is the field that my dad tried to roll some wheel marks out in, if you remember, and got stuck. Anyway, hopefully the buggy has got enough weight to pull out that. Oh yeah, didn't even skid. I'm going to jump in now, I don't want to walk back. That, put this here for scale. That oak tree has grown that much since June in this grass field. So that's obviously, it's actually grown more than the grass. Obviously loves the weather we've had. This field here had beans on, and the chopper was acting up. It was blocking, so I just dropped the straw on the floor, but there's not a lot of it. So I'm just going to shake it out now with the tedder. Yesterday when I was cutting, similar scenario, but what I did was I slowed the chopper down so it grabbed hold of it easier, and it still shredded it. So I should have done it on this field really, because now I've come back to do another job, but it won't take long. I'll just go up and down each row every 12 metres and shake it out. Yeah, there's the row there, and then it's just getting shook out the back. You can't really see, can you, because that window needs washing. That'll disc in nice now. Wouldn't normally do anything to a bean stub, but we just come straight in with the drill, but because it was so wet when we drilled it, and then it come wet, and then it come dry, and then there was not much ground cover, there's a lot of baked soil in the top, and also some ruts as well, and the field's on exactly level. So we're going to disc them level, knock the ruts out, and then kind of like start another fresh canvas, if you will. So I don't really like doing that because it uses diesel and not as good for the structure, but if we just go just enough to level them with the discs, then it just means that the wheat crop then is going into nice level ground. Then it going forwards, hopefully we can just direct drill it all. But I think all the bean stubbles are going to do that, because I think we've got some capping in the top surface from the extreme heat and the battering rain we've had for the last few months. Well, that was good timing. I'm folding up, and Andrew's just turned up with the sprayer. So it's quite a lot of grass weeds. Just going to quickly spray them off. Hopefully the bit of chopped straw there isn't covering too many of them. We'll disc it, and the sun in the next few days will hopefully kill a bit off as well. Get it all level and all prepped, and then see if we can get another stale seed bed chip before we drill it with wheat. Well, the weather's good. I've folded up this, and he's folding out that. Things we have to do to fit down these roads. Go to Canada or America, you can just go down the road full width, can't you? There's a lot of the road works going on at the moment. They're building some speed bumps on this road to slow people down. I just hope we leave 3.5 metres for the combine to fit through. Sprays there at 24 metres. Pulling the field a bit more, and he'll fall to 36. Flicks the wind tips out now. Nearly there. There we go, 36 metres. Off he goes now. We were going to put the other exhaust back on the Xerion, but what we found is when we drive around the block on it, any pigeons within about half a mile radius disappear and don't come back for a good few hours. So we're going to leave it off till probably next June, once we all see rape stop flowering. And every time we see pigeons, we're just going to do a lap of the neighbourhood on it, just to really keep on top of them. Because at the moment, you can't buy banger ropes. They used to use them quite a lot, but because of Brexit and different licensing to do with explosives and postage and stuff like that, no one's importing them anymore. And the other gas guns, they're obviously expensive and they need to use gas and they take a bit of maintenance and people switch them off. So that's perfect, isn't it? It's good fun, just drive around the block, and must be the frequency they don't like. So they just disappear and you don't see them for hours. After a quick dinner, back now, shaking some grass out that was cut yesterday. Hopefully we'll get this baled on Thursday probably when it's dried out enough. Been on this turning grass and the aircon was getting anywhere near as cold as it does in the 936. Don't normally drive it that much in hot weather, so took the cab air filter out. I'm going to blow it out, see if that makes a difference. It does look pretty mucky like. Quite mucky, but not too bad. This is a present for my dad. He had one years ago and loved it, and it kind of went knackered. They're quite rare, but they're brilliant. I'll show you in a second after he's seen it. Yesterday I was having a bad day cutting beans. Now I'm having a bad day because I've got a nice lolly, and the biggest chunk of chocolate you've ever seen has just fell off it on the yard. Spraying. It's a Herbie sprayer.
Oh, like what you used to have before.
Yeah, and I've even got you the batteries. So it is a Herbie 4 ultra low volume sprayer, and how it works is that little disc there spins really fast. You can't even see it moving, and it does a 1.2 meter band, and it's made of aluminium, and it's like really light. That goes on the end like that. You can walk along pretty quick with it. Saves pumping a knapsack and carrying loads of water. We put some water in to test it. Go on, press the button. So the water's now going to go down to the head. That blue, there you go. I can feel it now. Spray it against the wall so we can see it. No, that wall there. Do it against that wall. See it making a line. Ultra low volume. Feel that it? If you put your hand next to it.
It is coming out like.
It's mad, isn't it? There'll be not a weed left in the yard soon. So according to Andrew, unless it's in low and the fans go in full chat, it can't actually cool the cow quick enough. So I don't know whether it's just how fence are with this glass screen or it needs regassing, but it shouldn't need regassing. It's only 2 years old, isn't it? It's like the neighbours are off cutting beans. I'm just finishing tedding now, but it's a bit hot and the fan's noisy. Neighbours went round down the road in their combine, and my mum and my nephew walked down the field and rung me and went, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm on this tractor here. You've just walked through the field. I'm tedding grass." And they said, "Well, we saw the combine go down the road to where you said you were going cutting." I was like, "Well, yeah, but that wasn't our combine, because our combine has a big map of John O'Groats Land's End on the side of it, doesn't it?" And they were like, "Oh, we can only see it through the window." So it was quite funny, but yeah, I'm going to go and put a little bit of spring wheat across that hedge in a minute. Now we've finished shaking this out. It's quite a cut on here, to be fair. To be honest, 31.8 degrees, we don't normally see that in the UK. It is cool now, but you can see why it's struggling. And I found another filter as well down there as well that needs cleaning. Last bit on this field, it's quite weedy. This had the sunflowers on. It's not done particularly well at all. Talking to another guy today, his spring barley's doing rubbish as well. It has not been the year for spring crops. It's not been the year for any crops really. Looks like that's been under some trees. The aerials fell off and the beacons fell off. They've been mowing around the edges, reclaiming the bits that the Himalayan balsams took over. Seems to be a lot of it this year. Not like this for a while, but this axe auger is jammed. It's solid. Might be a job for morning. I can see what it is. Piece of metal just in this corner here. Like a threaded bar or something. It's a job for tomorrow when it cools down. I'm already sweating enough. Even Rory doesn't want to climb inside and help me either. It's my nephew. So it's better to do the birthdays in a minute. Right, the birthday bumper today has gone up £229. That's because there's quite a few, so it'll be dead quick. Lionel White, Tom Rees is 35, Robert and Jonathan Parkin, Giles Adams is 4, Chris Bates is 45, Adam Coombs is 40, Sheila Hatch is on there, Ben Sheeran is on there, Joe Boland I think is 17, Codres is 26, Chris Humphreys is 40ish. Don't think it's the Chris Humphreys next door though, but could be. Ollie Longdon is 14, Oliver Woodhouse is 10, and another Ollie is 54, and Reese Pugh is 22. So happy birthday, everyone on the birthday bumper, and thank you so much. The fact that it's got up £229 in a single day is amazing. Dryer's wearing away there. Some dust coming off these beans. See all the fluff and all the weed seeds. Just been doing some maths. The beans come to about a tonne an acre. Sometimes they've done 3 tonne, which is absolutely amazing. If they'd have done 3 tonne this year, it would have been an extra £80,000 worth of stuff that was the same inputs and same hassle. So we've done all that work for 40 grand's worth of beans on 160, 170 acres or something. I thought we had about 200 acres, but it's just short. And if we'd have got some rain in May and June, we'd have had 3 times as much from it. Rollers are on, we've been rolling some ground down to encourage the seed bed so that we get it cleaner for next year. But the oilseed rape is a similar story. You know, I think we had 200 acres of that potentially could have given us another 150 tonne that's worth £400 a tonne. Now let me do the maths on that. Yeah, and the extra OSR that we'd have expected would have come to around 70,000, and the wheat yield from what it looked like it could yield was another 100,000. So what's that? £250,000 down because it never rained in May and June. We looked at the weather pattern and compared it to 2017 when we had an awful bean yield that year as well, and it was pretty similar. Not a lot of rain in June, not a lot of rain in May, and no rain in the beginning of early June. This is probably now the second or third time in the last 5 years that we've had, I wouldn't say it's a loss, we haven't lost all that, but we've probably lost 200,000 of it, I would say. I think Albert Einstein said that the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That is what farming's starting to sound like at the moment. You know, we've got wheat in the shed to drill now. We're going to sow wheat, and we're going to hope that it rains next year. We can't really go on. It's all right having diversified business and different things like that, but we're spending the money we're making from that farming because we're not getting the yields, because we're not getting the rainfall, and we're getting these droughts. Is it climate change? Don't know, because one minute it's cold because it's climate change, the next minute it's hot because it's climate change. It's just weather patterns. But we used to be insulated with the single farm payment to keep us in business, to prop us up, and that's been mostly taken away from us now as well. So we've just got to find other ways to make money, but it's just throwing good money after bad, spending it to farm. I'd have far more money if I stopped farming. Anyway, that's a bit of a rant, but it's just, I've been talking to quite a lot of farmers today, and the mood is so low. It's going to be a difficult year. You know, we've got to finance this crop to next year and hope that we get rain. And even if we got a bumper harvest, it won't wipe out what we've lost. Anyway, on that somber note, that's it for today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully I might feel a bit more positive. In fact, maybe I need a t-shirt, a limited edition t-shirt saying I survived the summer of 2023. Could be farmer tan. Yeah, anyway, I'm going. Joe Seal's ending. See you later.